Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings, episode 5. Or rather should I say, welcome back to 2,980 yen of 100 grams of meat, since that seems to be the joke I went with last episode. I get her saying, "G'day mates, it went that way. Leave it to me." What are we looking for again? At a gate signal, I ran ahead to block the cat's escape route. Oh. We're getting the cat for Kotori? I don't need to do the cat's voice. Meow. Why are you trying to chase me? A gate untied blocks the stray cat's paths, and did search for a third route. There was... Come here, kitty. There was Kotori, as she had an almost sickeningly cheerful smile. See, I've got those anchovies that you like, and there are so many of them. Now that's how to talk to a cat. Kotori dangles an anchovy, which captivates a cat. However, as expected of a stray cat, it won't let down its guard easily. Use a secret weapon, you wallaby. Kotori nods and takes out a small fishing rod. An anchovy hangs on the end of the line. There's a lot of effort to go to just to pet a cat. Look, look. Dangle, dangle. Just like a blessing descending from heaven, as the anchovy draws the stray cat's attention. With Kotori's skillful waving of the rod, she was almost literally reeling the cat towards her with the anchovy. Come on, come on. Just as the cat reaches out its paw, Kotori times the pulling away of the anchovy so that the cat cannot reach it. It really was a little bit mean. Eventually the cat, running out of patience, used its last resort. Jump. The cat jumped onto Kotori's lap all by itself. I've got you! Amazingly, the cat settled into Kotori's arms. Alright, that's not the voice for a gayer. Hold on, let me get that Australian accent. G'day, alright, the plan was a big success. Can't believe it fell for such a stupid plan. Well, it is a cat. It's not exactly the brainiest of animals, but hey. I felt like saying, come on, stray cat, you can do better than that. Tiger. Panther. Good kitty. That wasn't Irish, but never mind. Kotori shows a size that we've never seen before, and smiles affectionately while stroking the cat. The cat seems like he didn't really enjoy being stroked, but he's focused on the large amount of anchovies nearby, so it looks like he's not planning on running away. You're cute, aren't you? You're a good boy, aren't you? This cat is quite beautiful, considering he's a stray. Hello there. Agaya starts stroking him too. All girls like cats. It's a bit of a stereotype, but sure. It's okay if I stroke him too. See, this cat's not scared. We went to so much trouble to catch him, we can't let him go now. But I like cats too. This seems a bit unfair. What's next? Next is... I opened a notebook to check. Things I want to do. It's a list of bullet points that Kotori has written in a notebook. First of all, stroke a cat has been completed. We are now in the middle of clearing Kotori's list of things she still has left to do. As Agaya and I look at the notebook, Kotori looks at us sideways, but not with suspicion. How does this situation occur? Chances are we need to go back to this morning. Okay, you're putting things in a different order, I see. This morning I was in two minds as to whether or not I should return the withdrawn notice that I picked up to its rightful owner. Of course you should give Drop Titans back to the owner, but if I did that, it seems that she would disappear from here, so I didn't give it back. Look up, there, cat's going up my throat for my tea. If that's what she wants to do, I have no reason to stop her, but I was hesitant for some reason. So I was looking back and forth along the hallway, but... Kotori, who was wearing her uniform, poked her head out from her room. She was furtively checking the situation outside. As her eyes meet, she slams the door shut. Why is she acting so suspiciously? Kotori is always doing something suspicious, but there is definitely something behind her behaviour just now. I concealed myself in the dining hall for a while. I wait 10 minutes. Hat appears from the little door at the bottom of Kotori's bedroom door. Hat took a look around the entranceways and came into the dining hall. Tell the duck to shush. Hat goes back to Kotori's room. There was no one there. Alright. What does she mean by alright? Kotori came sneaking out of her room. She took a peek into the dining hall just in case, and I hid behind the counter. What's that, no one's here? If that guy catches me, he'll make such a fuss. When she says that guy, it feels like she's talking about me. Well, why is that then, Owie? Is it because you're the only guy here? Kotori is wearing her uniform, but she isn't carrying her bag. In the entrance face, she opens up a notebook and looks inside. I sneaked up behind her. I did this before, so today You're going to skip school again today? Kotori jumped, let out a scream and threw his notebook. Oh, what are you doing here? But I just checked. As if I should stop sending a duck to scout for you. As I pick up the notebook that she dropped, I look at the open page. Things I want to do. This is a page I saw before. He's going to repeat how this is the book that Kotori has all her list of things she wants to do in again, isn't he? Give me my notebook back. Could it be that you're planning to do all of this before you quit school? Seems like I was spot on. I'm going to finish all the things remaining today. That's enough, now give it back. I handed back the notebook, and then I followed Kotori as she was about to leave. Why are you following me? I'm going to help. Oh wait, I went Irish for Howie then. Why did I do that? Why? You must be tough all by yourself, right? Kotori looks at me like I'm an idiot. If I step in front of the door, the doorbell rings. Who could it be this time? Good morning, you wallabies. Agea. Ah, you're both here? What did you come here for? Well, Agea pulls me towards her and whispers in my ear. Yesterday something felt a bit strange and I thought she might start skipping school again. So she came all the way here to ask Kotori to go to school with her. Bullseye. Seriously? Yeah, the truth is that, Ashley explains this. Kotori, I'm just going to borrow your notebook. I go back to Kotori and takes his notebook. Hey! Using that, I explains the situation to Agea. Explains that today she wants to finish this things I want to do list that is written in this notebook. I don't tell her about Kotori's plan to quit school. This looks like a big job. Agea groans a little as she looks at the list. That's right, this is why I'm taking a day off school. I guess that's the only way then. I'll help too. Okay. We had to have that whole little scene just for that, of course. So that is how Agea and I ended up going with Kotori against her wishes to clear the things remaining on the list one by one. By the way, as far as us urgently searching for members for the club goes, last night we came up with a possible prospect, a survivor going with Kotori. That's enough, now go to school you two, said Kotori while stroking the cat, but we don't listen. Okay, next is Pedigree at Ito's house. Agea pointed unread. Strokes the head of the big dog in the neighbourhood. It's really scary, but it might be unexpectedly friendly. If possible, I'd like to ride around on its back. From the list. The Ito family are rich and have a well-known and very large dog called Pedigree that roams around freely in their garden. When we were kids, it was rare to see such big dogs, and we would often watch him lumbering around their spacious lawn. I'd like to ride around on its back. So far, I've lifted up Kotori on 2 occasions. Both times she was light as a feather. Well, perhaps that's exaggerating slightly, but she was really light. If it's Kotori, she should just about be able to do it. He's a St. Bernard after all. Pedigree is a St. Bernard. They're pretty huge. While seriously considering Kotori's silly idea, we headed towards the Ito's house. Can we not just ask him? Can we pet your dog? I've started to sweat, said Agea. She puts the baggage down on the grass. But there's a breeze here, which feels good. Today is dry and sunny, and the temperature isn't that high. It's quite hot in the sunlight, but there's a nice breeze. Here, I throw a sports drink to Agea. Ah, thank you, you great wallaby. There's one for you too, Kotori. I take some orange juice from the convenience store bag and pass it to Kotori. Thanks. Do you want to sit down here? Agea, give me a hand, would you? Agea, who looks like she's enjoying a sports drink, gets up and comes over. What are you doing? I want to put you down here. There's no need. I see. Well, we got the great theme tune again. I think this tune has a name. There's an actual title, but I can't remember what it was. I leave lifting up Kotori to Agea and tell her how to do it while I give a hand from the side. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Thanks. Kotori sits down on the grass and looks comfortable as she stretches her back. My butt was getting a bit hot. It seems that wheelchairs can get quite hot in the summer. Okay, time for the lunchboxes. The time is now 12:30. It's exactly the time for lunch break. We spread out the lunchboxes that we brought on the juice and snacks we bought from the convenience store. We don't have a sheet, but it feels like we're having a picnic. Okay, let's eat. Okay. I made mine on Kotori's lunchboxes, Onagea had brought her own. Oh, you got a burger, Kotori. Hey, want to trade it for my spring roll? Sure. Alright. Agea looks like she's enjoying the burgers that she got by trading as she wolfs it down. You're good at cooking, aren't you? Makes me lose my confidence as a woman. Your mum's good at cooking though, isn't she? No, I can't be compared to a career housewife. Okay, what a strange exchange. Also, I notice how, when the characters speak, the music in the background, it sort of, the volume fluctuates, presumably so it balances a bit. Admittedly, I've never played a lot of visual novels, but that seems like a feature that you'd think more of them would have. Kotori's face seemed to say that she wasn't really suited to this situation as she quietly ate her lunch. However, she didn't look so irritated as she was before. Agea either hadn't noticed or was pretending not to have noticed and carried on behaving the same way she always does. Is this the first time I've skipped school? The only time I thought that I wanted to take a day off was on the day of the injection. But if you can hang out with your friends like this, maybe it's okay sometimes, said Agea playfully. She seems quite excited about skipping school for the first time. If your mom finds out, she's totally going to kick your ass. Agea's mother doesn't hold back when she gives her daughters a kick in the ass. She wallops them so hard up the butts that she sends them flying to the moon like Zavonsi in a stuff movie. I've been kicked too many times, like when Agea and I got caught playing tricks. Agea's mother kicked me so hard and it evoked something in me. Sorry, new headcanon. How he's a masochist. Those kicks are big, heavy and painful, and I absolutely love them. That's why you can't tell her. Okay, got it, she kicked me too for something like this, but I am tempted to tell her anyway, because you know how much I like it when she kicks me. I say that, but I don't want her to worry unnecessarily. Hey, what's next, you wallabies? We all look at the notebook. We managed to finish 5 of them this morning. As for pedigrees, Ito's recognised Agea once they let us into the garden. We weren't able to have her ride on his back, but Kotori gave Pedigree a hug, so we counted that as a success. In the end, it was quite tough for her to roll around and play with him. Pedigree probably weighs more than Kotori. On top of that, he licked her all over her face, and she looked like she was full of emotion. Go to Cafe Flags, Agea reads out from the list. Where's that? It's over there in Windy. I don't need to go there. That's the wrong accent. I don't need... How do I do Irish again? Hey, fucking Mary, I don't need to go there. Kotori, who had suddenly gone red, drew a line through that entry with a red pen. Agea whispers into her ear. Is there someone you want to go there with? No, hell, Mary, it's just a misunderstanding. Something was said to Kotori, and now she's desperately trying to cover something up. What could it be? Am I a stereotypically dense anime protagonist? Possibly. It's quite a grown-up cafe. It's run by a famous patissier and has delicious sweets. Do you want to go there? I said no, it was just a misunderstanding. I just heard someone talking about it at school, so I thought it sounded good, that's all. I didn't know about that kind of place. Is that kind of place? It's not just a normal cafe. It's aimed at couples, you wallaby, so there are tons of customers like that. The young women in Kazagara go there on dates, so going there is this kind of status symbol. I really didn't know about it. Kotori points at me. She's strongly denying it, but it's not like I really have any suspicions about it. Why don't you go with Aoi? That's probably what she wants to do. Whoa, what are you talking about? I didn't write anything about that, you fucking bastard. Kotori had gone red and was looking down. Fella, don't mind. Is that place expensive? The cakes are about 800 yen per piece. The tea is about the same price. You can get other snacks for 2,980 yen per 100 grams of meat. I'm sorry. I saw my opening to make that stupid and honestly not that funny joke. That is a little steep. The homemade milfoil is one of the most popular things on the menu and is really delicious apparently. That's 1,300 yen. For one cake. I guess it is in the same place as the supermarket, so it sells, oh my god. Okay, it's 2,980 yen for 100 grams. I've been saying 2,980 yen of 100 grams of meat, that's completely wrong. I guess it is in the same place as the supermarkets that sells high-grade marbled meat for 2,980 yen for 100 grams. For doing the work as a dorm mother, I can get a small allowance from my mom, so next month will be okay. I just told you, I don't need to go. I just heard from someone that it's a trendy shop that sells delicious cakes and tea. As for going there on a date with a boy, I never said I wanted to do that. I'm a good Catholic girl. I'm not seen around town with boys. I never said it. It must be important because she said it twice. I was overwhelmed by her vigour, or nodded in agreement without saying anything. Alright, that's the end of that conversation. As she one-sidedly drops that subject, she used the pen to thoroughly blot out that entry. Oh, there we go. It might have bled through to the other side of the page. You look a little disappointed, don't you? Huh? No, I don't. You have a sweet tooth, don't you? Yeah. I wouldn't get disappointed about some things like that. Besides, did I really look disappointed? Agaya cleared a vase in lunchboxes and opened a bag of snacks. We bought a lot because it felt like we were going on an excursion. If Agaya eats some prech, don't know how to pronounce that, snacks, she takes another look at the notebook after Kotori had finished blotting it out. Speaking of which, we were in the middle of talking about what to do next. Hey, what's that? The music faded. Agaya was looking at the entry at the number 1 spot on the list. Yes, I'm Captain Obvious, I will say things that are obvious as well. It was written much bigger than the other entries. I want to pass through the passage of cloud. Yeah, I thought that was quite mysterious too. What is that? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I'm not the one who wrote this, answered Kotori while crunching the Prex snacks that Agaya had given her. Now that she mentions it, the handwriting is different. Eat as much Hagen Dach as I want, and so on are written in nice uniform writing. Compared to the meticulously neat handwriting, I want to pass through the passage of cloud was written in a way that seemed bold and spirited. So who wrote it? The owner of the notebook? Oh wait, that's Australian, not Irish. The owner of the notebook. It was already written here when I found it. There are a few entries written in this unbridled fashion, and below are the neatly written entries. Kotori had added to it, continuing from what someone else had written. You found it? What do you mean? I found it in my room when I came to Maison du Flying Fish. It was hidden in a gap between the shelves. So this isn't your notebook then? That's right, maybe it's the diary of someone who lived there before. When she says that it's a diary, I feel hesitant to just go ahead and open it. Had Kotori read it? Does that mean you continue to write in someone's diary? Without thinking, Agaya and I both made a face like, why, while Kotori remained quiet. I don't think that it's because it would be a shame to waste the unused pages. The thing that I was more concerned with was, I want to pass through the passage of cloud. What is a passage of cloud? I bet you it's a Marnie's notebook, isn't it? That's what it'll be. Probably. At least that's my first thought. If it's clouds we're talking about. I look up, as there is a blue sky under a few clouds and then a giant windmill. The windmill blades moving round slowly in the wind look a lot like the wings of a glider. Okay then, next is donate blood. Let's all go and have our blood taken. As you just do, sure. Okay. We're not going to see that scene. That last one was a bit of a toughie. My eyes are still flickering. The last thing he did was complete Lady on Silver Gun. What's that? You going to explain what that is? It's the final entry on the list. If you're wondering what that is, it's a shoot-'em-up game, and okay, right. And until just now, we were at a video game arcade, where we finally completed it by repeatedly using continues and taking turns. Because it was so hard, it made getting to the ending all the more impressive. Wow, it's a real masterpiece, isn't it? I'm no good at shoot-'em-ups. The best at this game was Agaya, then Kotori. It seems that Kotori had played it from time to time when she skipped school before. She must have gotten mad with the incredible difficulty of the game and said, one day I will complete this game, and added that entry to the notebook, it seems. We had to spend 3,000 yen to complete it. Does that mean we've cleared everything on the list? Yeah. We'd also finished the entries that Kotori hadn't written while we were at it. As the only one left was to pass through the passage of clouds. Since we didn't know what that meant, we had virtually cleared the whole list. Now that we've finished... oh, wrong voice. Now that we've finished it, doesn't it feel like it all ended a bit too quickly? I'm glad we finished before dinner. You're right. If we want to hang out, we should do it again some other day. What's up? Nothing. Kotori's expression seems dark. The same as Agaya, it looks like she feels unexpectedly disappointed now that it's all over, like it wasn't enough. Alright, I'm hungry. I think I better head back now. Hopefully your mum won't find out about this. It's okay, our homeroom teacher isn't that diligent. But Hotaru is quite serious. If she realises that you ain't gone to school, she might tell your mum, right? Wait, that wasn't her speaking, that was me speaking. Never mind. If that happens, I'm taking you down with me. Vota, how could you? Are you going to tell on me? It's been 5 years. You should go and take a kick, can't speak all of a sudden, and get a kick in the butt from my mum. She said jokingly, and turned to face Kotori. Thanks for today. Thanks to you, Kotori. I had a really good time. Yeah. Okay, see you tomorrow, she said with a smile and turned to leave. With a spring in her step, she walked up the gentle slope. Kotori went to say something, so Agir stopped walking. Kotori looked down and faltered as she spoke. This time she looked like she was about to cry. Agir waited for a little while for Kotori to open her mouth, patiently. However, Kotori didn't say any more. Hey, Kotori. The truth is, I came round today because I had something I wanted to ask to talk about. Something you wanted to talk to me about. Let's be in the soaring club together. I heard it from Howie. You know a lot about gliders, don't you? You always had fun when he went to the garage, didn't you? If we're in the club together, it would definitely be great fun. Every day would be like today, I'm sure of it, don't you think? Agaya closed her mouth and waited for a reply. There was no mistake that Kotori was in two minds. She was certainly interested in gliders, so I think she would actually really like to join the soaring club. As fine now, she might be able to express those feelings. I can never get the Irish after I've done the Australian for some reason. I said I wouldn't do it, didn't I? But why? Just because. It's got nothing to do with you. His expression dropped at Kotori's blunt refusal. Why do you have to say it like that, I wonder? Because you're sticking your nose in. If you feel this way, don't you think that's why you don't get involved in class? Wait, that's Irish, not Australian, but hey. This time Kotori seemed irritated by Agir's remark. Well, excuse me for not getting more involved. I don't go kissing up to be everyone's friend like a certain somebody, that's all. G'day, kissing up to people. Hold it, calm down, both of you. Why are you arguing all of a sudden? I step in since he can't ignore me. After we had such a fun day, let's just cut it. Whoa. Agir pushed me aside like I was in her way. It's no good, it looks like she's quite pissed off about the kissing up comment. I don't agree with the way everyone has behaved recently. Of course you feel angry at them for speaking to you like that. However, I also think that you have some negative points. Like what? See, that's what I mean. Agir pointed a finger at Kotori's face as if to say, "Is there irrefutable evidence?" G'day, you're always so, how should I say, defiant. That's why everyone misunderstands you. Like how we were hanging out today. Couldn't you have opened up a little? Thank you for kindness. I never asked for it, though. You don't have to say it like that. You're really pissing me off. No, she's laying on the kindnesses, is she? You really are kind. I know all about it. The reason why you've been speaking to me so much is because our teacher asked you to. Faltering for a moment from hearing Kotori's words, Agir stayed tight-lipped. Her cheeks went red. Where's the reason why you're being kind to me? Because you feel sorry for me? I'm sick of being treated like that, Kotori told her, unturned her wheelchair sideways. Goodbye. Hey. With that, she left by herself. Agir. It's fine. Oh, wait, that's Irish again. G'day, mates, it's fine. What she said, it's all true. But that's not the reason why you did it, Zoe, is it? Aren't you also being misunderstood? G'day, I'm sorry, I'll go now. Agir, this time looking like she didn't want to talk, with trembling shoulders, climbed a gentle slope. I watched her from behind as she left, and then hurried back to the dormitory. Dang it. It's not going to be so easy, is it? Of course it's not. Well, you know, for a visual novel that's probably got over 20 hours of content, of course, you know, it wouldn't be that quick. Kotori, hey Kotori. That came out as a protest about the noise. Hey, is your buddy in there? Get out of the way, will ya? I move Hat out of the way and take a peek into Kotori's room through the duck door. Damn, Hat's in the way, I can't see. Hey, you mustn't do that. Ah, Kaneko, has she come back yet? It looks like she's still not back. Did something happen? Yeah, kind of. Can I ask you to prepare dinner? Me? Please. You're joking. I can't do that. Well, you're the one who asked me. Don't blame me for whatever happens. Where's she run off to? I've had it with all of them. I've washed my hands of all of them. That's not what it looks like, though. I call out to her, but without surprise. Kotori looks at me for a moment before quickly looking back at the lake. At night, the lake looks like a vast black mass of darkness lying sideways. It's an interesting way of describing it, but sure. On the other side is Windmill Hill, which looks beautiful when illuminated. Since she hadn't come back to the dormitory, I guess that she might be here. Once this is verified. Also, I love that there are tidal sounds of waves washing up on shore, even though this is a lake, not a coast. You know, granted, water in lakes will lap, but not that strongly, I feel like. Did I just read that out? I think I did, but I'll read it again. Since she hadn't come back to the dormitory, I guess that she might be here, and this is where I found her. What are you doing here? A self-assessment? I say it in a light-hearted way, but she doesn't answer. Let's go back. It's almost time for dinner. Kotori shook her head. You can't stay here, can you? No way. I don't want to go back. Why not? I don't want today to end, she murmured quietly as her cheeks quivered for a moment. What do you mean? If I go back to my room, it'll all be over. Today was so much fun. I don't want it to end. It sounded like she was getting tearful. It's been so long since I spent time with friends like this. Kotori. Even so, it ended with an argument. Yeah, that's true. You can't round off a fun day with an argument. For me too, today was an unbelievably fun... I'm going Irish, what am I doing? For me too, today was an unbelievably fun day. It was like going back to when I was a kid, playing stupid pranks from the morning until sunset. Right now, the thing that makes me feel a little pleased is the fact that I know that Kotori feels the same way. About Agaya, I didn't see the things that happened in the class, so I can't really say, but she's a simple person, so I don't think she would have done what the teacher asked if she didn't want to. Yeah. However, even if she hadn't been asked, she's the type who would just do it anyway. That sometimes causes problems though, right? I said jokingly, and Kotori smiled just a little. Yeah, I know. On today, she wasn't asked to, but she skipped school with us, didn't she? So it was the first time she had skipped school, and only stuck with us because that's how things turned out. She's not a bad person. Maybe she really thinks that she wants to be your friends, that's what I think. Even a Agaya won't go this far just for the sake of being kind. My legs became like this 2 years ago. I was in an accident when I was on vacation. Until then I was just like you and her, walking around, running. I had lots of friends and I was in a sports club. I played volleyball. Really. I imagine Kotori jumping up from the floor and launching an attack on the opponent's court. No doubt about it. I'm going Irish again. She would have been brilliant, spectacular. But I feel like this is going to be a real tug at the heartstrings moment here. Red, hold it together. Then my legs were injured in the accident, and now I won't be able to live without a wheelchair. The school I went to didn't have any elevators, and there were steps all around the school. A step of as little as 5 centimetres is a huge obstacle for a wheelchair. Even going to school became a huge problem. The life I had before the accident, going to eat hamburgers with everyone after school, going to buy clothes, those things that most people take for granted, I couldn't do a single one of them. When all of my friends that I was so close to realised, everyone kept their distance. I guess that's obvious because we couldn't hang out together. So that can't be true. If they were your friends, they wouldn't care. They can still hang out with you. Things that might just be oversimplifying things though. At the very least, that is an actual experience of it. One time in the homeroom, the teacher noticed that I was isolated from the others and said this. Kotori's been through so much, let's all try to get along with her. I was really shocked. I realised exactly the predicament I was in. After that, I secretly cried by myself. I felt so frustrated, so pathetic. To have everyone being so careful around me. I hated it, but there was nothing I could do. Kotori's hands were trembling as she held onto the hem of her skirt. It looked like the frustration of that time had come back to haunt her. You know what? Maybe we will settle in on the Kotori route then. That's why I came here. The school has full wheelchair access, so I could go there by myself without inconveniencing anyone. At our school, Kotori can go there by herself and can get into and out of the classroom without anyone's help. But it was no good. A place like school, you can't just go there all by yourself. It's not just a physical problem. It's a social environment, and you can't get by without being involved with other people. As well as that, is the danger that I might get a puncture and won't be able to move, that I can't get into the bath by myself. I'm just so tired of it all. She murmured as she spoke and looked across the windmill hill on the other bank. The composed forms of the giant windmills... Oh, Jesus. God, I can really feel those heartstrings being tugged here. Seem to have a calming effect on her. So that would be pretty tiring, wouldn't it? It is, you know. Don't you think I've tried really hard until now? I do. I agree from the bottom of my heart. I can't just say something simple like, try even harder. Is the search for new members for the soaring club going well? That was going German a bit then, but hey. It looks like we might be able to do something. I just hope we make it in time, though. I see. That's good. That weird senior. She's been doing her best all by herself this whole time, hasn't she? It'd be terrible for her to have to stop halfway, wouldn't it? I'd like to try flying one day too, in that glider. Kotori narrows her eyes as she speaks. She looks across to the sky above Windmill Hill. Hey, you, don't really want to quit school, do you? That's not it. My mum and dad are worried about me too. If I were to quit school and go back home, they would be pleased. Kotori smiled when she said that, but to me, it looked like she was forcing herself to smile. I sat next to Kotori, and just like her, looked at the view of the opposite bank. Before I came back to Kazagara, I was in the cycle racing club at a school really far from here. When I started to speak, she glanced at me, or didn't say anything while she listened to me. Ooh. You can definitely get the sense that, yeah, this is kind of emotional. This is tugging at my heartstrings. You know, it's funny, like, if I'd played this when I was a lot younger, I probably wouldn't have quite felt as emotional as I do. I feel weird. As I get older, I feel like I get emotional at things much more easily than I did when I was, say, 21 or whatever. As there are sports scholarships for that too, you know. I train desperately every day so that I would be exempt from paying tuition fees and in order to win races. The practice was seriously tough, but riding the bike felt good, so it didn't really feel like such hard work. Bicycle road races are incredibly tiring. In a big competition, you cycle 100 kilometres in one day. 100 kilometres? That's crazy. It is, isn't it? Also, you have to go over hills on the way. Hill climbing is complete hell. While climbing, I always wanted to give up. But after climbing it, cycling down the hill feels amazing. Really? Couldn't tell if Kotori was impressed or envious when she responded. That part is fun, so that's why I thought I'd try racing. In one competition I came third. That's great. Was that a national competition? I nod with pride. Actually, that is one of the few things that I can be proud of. Anjan came to watch. I was really happy about that. But then I got greedy. In the first race of the second year, I had an accident. While in the middle of the downhill section, I was involved with another bike that had fallen down of all things. In that situation, I was competing with several other bikes. I was in a hurry to get to the front and got too close to another bike. Then the accident occurred. The other bike suddenly lost its balance and I got tangled up with it and hit the asphalt while travelling at high speed. With a bitter smile, I roll up the leg of my pants on the right leg and show her. With that accident, my life as a racer ended all too soon. The scar from the surgery is still fresh. Kotori looked at it and seemed to be lost for words. If it were her, she would be able to say that she got away with just this scar. With rehabilitation, I was able to walk again, and I now have no problems with everyday life, or the doctor said so too. But I can't ride a bike anymore. Is that the reason why you quit your previous school? I nod quietly. I was a scholarship student, so it was hard for me to be there after I withdrew from school, but I could have stayed there. However, my friends in the cycle racing club were there, and I would watch them practicing. While I watched them doing their best from afar, I was unable to live a normal life. My leg recovered after the rehabilitation, but instead, I felt really depressed. I thought that it would have been better if I couldn't move at all, because I could have just given up on it. It was painful, undifficult, and I didn't know how to handle all of my unfocused thoughts. That's why I came back. I ran away back to my hometown. Somehow, I felt a sense of relief when I wrapped the story up. Now that I think about it, this is the first time I've spoken to Kotori about this. I haven't even confided in Agea or to the others about this. Sometimes we feel like running away, right? There are more hardships in life than things that we can enjoy. The things that Kotori says to comfort me are actually really pessimistic. That must be how she really... oh wait, I'm going Irish. As that must be how she really feels. However, I didn't tell her this because I wanted to be comforted. There are still things I want to say. There are some things that I realised from running away. There's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere left to run to. It's like a dead end, but I cannot see the way forward either. There is a way. For you, there are other ways. I thought I would regret it. Running away, I mean. But it wasn't like that. My hometown is the same as it always was. It kindly welcomed me back. That's good, isn't it? That makes it even worse. The warmth of my hometown makes me forget my pain and impatience. It feels like I'm gradually being paralysed. The pain, the importance of the things I'd lost. I'm forgetting them, little by little. If I lose that, will I still be me? You have something, the glider. Yeah. I'm excited to think I could fly in it. I envision myself flying through the air as I look to the night sky. After that, Kotori looks down. Do you have something like that? Something ahead of you if you quit school and go back to your hometown? Kotori looked at me like she was in shock. She desperately tried to hold back the tears that were welling up or about to fall from her eyes. Don't say things like that. Something so cruel. Whether something lay ahead or not. I realised then that she had a deep conflict within, even more than I thought she had. You don't think there is anything ahead, do you? Oof, boy. This is getting heavy. That's why if you have nothing left to do, everything is over. No, that was just for fun. If you want a bath, I'll help you get in. If you get a puncture, I'll fix it for you. I'll help you if you need it, so... A tear ran down Kotori's cheek. But it was only a single tear. I don't want to be any more of a burden than I already am. Give back my withdrawal notice. I meant to get to the withdrawal notice that I had stuck to the back of the drawer. So that's where you hid it. When I held the withdrawal notice in my hands, the terrible things that I had said to her came to the back of my mind. Do you have something like that? Something ahead of you if you quit school and go back to your hometown? I regret those words as I offer her the withdrawal notice. He dropped this, so I picked it up. Thanks. However, Kotori didn't take it straight away. For her to take that would be for her to decide her own future. But in the end, she reached out her hand. I quickly pulled it away, and she seemed embarrassed. I'm not going to do it. What? I'm not going to give it back. I held onto it and left the room. Welcome back, dinner's ready. It was very popular. We still have a whole pot left. How about it? Did you only make one pot and everyone decided they didn't want it? I woke up beside Kaneko as I make it look like I'm rummaging around in the kitchen. What are you doing? Not long after, Kotori comes into the dining hall. And we're back to her usual self. Give me my withdrawal notice back. Withdrawal notice? That's too bad. I've already hidden it somewhere else. What do you think you're doing? I won't accept it. Just give it another chance. I don't know what you're talking about. Feelings that this situation wasn't fair were bubbling up inside me. I know how Kotori feels. It must have been incredibly difficult, but it makes me feel a pain in my chest just imagining it. But it's only been 10 days since I came here. I feel like I want to do something for her, but isn't the time that I've been given too short? I get it. I'm just being nosy, I totally get it. Why are you talking to yourself? Give it back, it's mine. No way, if you want it back, look for it yourself. You're so mean. What happened to the sad feelings you had, and the nice story that you were telling me just now? The hell if I know. You really are a meanie after all, you fecking git. I whistle badly and play dumb. Hey Kaneko. Yes? You saw where he hid it, didn't you? Where was it now? Even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. Hey, if you weren't here, Kotori, I'd feel so sad. She immediately knows what to say. Kotori's face has gone red. Looks like her rage gauge has reached max. Idiot, moron, knucklehead. I can still quit school without it. Firing off a few parting shots, Kotori hurries out of the dining hall. Dinner's ready. You can heat it up in the microwave later. The door at the end of the hallway closed with a slam. So, where did you hide it? I pulls a piece of paper out from under my shirt. Not bad. Thanks for your help. I guess that works. Keep it on you. She's probably the sort who wouldn't want to, have to get handsy with you. Right, on to a new chapter. I think we'll keep going for a little bit, Don't think we've been recording for an hour just yet, so let's keep going. Ladies and gentlemen. That's two people together. Hello? At lunch break, Ageo and I were called to the staff room. It's because we were both absent yesterday. We told the truth and said we were hanging out and got a really severe scolding from our homeroom teacher. Well, that can't be helped. It's a good thing they didn't contact our parents. Yeah, Ageo isn't her usual cheerful self this morning. I said something terrible yesterday, didn't I? I couldn't stop myself from getting angry. Don't worry about it. Kotori understood why you did that. Actually, she was regretting it too. It's the fact that she had an argument with Ageo. Nah, that's not it, you wallaby. I think that maybe the reason why I got angry was because she was exactly right. And she said that I kiss up to everyone to make them like me. You don't kiss up to people though, do you? I wonder. There are lots of people I get along with, but right now there are no people that I feel are my close friends, the way I do when I hang out with you and the others. I guess that Ageo can get along with anyone, but it doesn't feel like there is anybody she is particularly close to. To be honest, I thought that was a little strange. I'm the same. I got along with everyone in the cycle racing club, but I can't talk to them in the same way I can talk to you guys. That is a question of time. I haven't spent the same amount of time with them. Me, Ageo and the others were each other's very first friends here in this neighbourhood, back before I can even remember. If there was anyone else who I got along with, idiot, moron, knucklehead, suddenly all those insults spring to mind. Do we really get along? It was true that the teacher asked me to do it. I was told to make it easy for her to join in with everyone. Even if you weren't told to, you were worried about Kotori anyway, weren't you? That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure I could do anything about it. In the end, it had the opposite effect. Kotori's taking a day off school today too. Ageo thought that it was her fault and she was blaming herself. This morning when I woke up, Kotori had already left. There were signs that the kitchen had been messed up, and it looked like she'd been searching for the withdrawal notice that I hid. Actually, it was in the drawer in my room. It's not your fault that Kotori hasn't come to school. Why do you think that? It's not just what I think, I'm almost completely certain. The truth is, I remembered that we were in the hallway of the school and took a quick look around. There was nobody passing, so I didn't have to worry about anyone hearing. Kotori wants to quit school. From a long time ago. Seems like she had decided before I came back here. Ageo was surprised to hear this out of the blue and didn't say anything. Then, it's not because she argued with the girls in the class, there's a deeper reason for it. I think this is also the reason for her recent behaviour and attitude. Gas gun up my throat again. So that's also why she didn't join the soaring club. Yeah, so she was planning to quit school soon. She thought it would just create problems for us. Is that so? So yesterday's argument was because you both have misunderstood each other? That can't be it. We still haven't cleared things up since the argument. If Kotori disappears as things are now, I don't know what I'll do. Ageo takes her unfocused anger out on me by hitting my chest. Wait, that was Australian, not German. You should have told me that sooner, you idiot. I only found out by coincidence. Also, ouch. I can't just go around telling other people her secrets, can I? I just picked up the withdrawal notice by coincidence, so I didn't know when she was planning on submitting it, or even if she was really serious about it. I couldn't exactly ask her about it either. But... I'm sorry, okay? That hurt. Seriously, stop punching me. Then, I thought that she didn't want to quit school anymore. She'd been coming to school, helping with the meal preparations at the dormitory, and it looked like she was enjoying herself. I just assumed that everything was okay now. On the way home today, I'm going there to apologise. Harry, come with me. Yeah, sure. In an attempt to offer some comfort to Agea, who was now crying, I stroked her head. Like a dog. Anyway, today is Friday. It was a deadline as a grace period for gathering club members given to us by the Student Council Vice President Akari Kumoi. I went down to the Soaring Club garage while singing Rebecca Black to myself. Friday, you know. It's a joke, ladies and gentlemen. After school, Agea and I and then one other person went to the Soaring Club's garage. The Vice President came to see the four of us one by one, including club leader Amane as we lined up. Oh, it was you. I was wondering who it was. You were just angry. A vein was clearly visible on the Vice President's temple. Who is this? What do you mean? She's a new member. I'm the new club member, Kanako Shigure. Rejected. Wow, okay. What? Please explain. Yes. Actually, I told you that ghost members wouldn't be accepted. What exactly are you assuming here? This is a tyranny of the student council. Yes, what's wrong with me longing for the sky? Actually, 6 previous cases. This person is a repeat offender of acting as a ghost member. What? Well, I get bored easily. That is why I reject it. Come on, it's okay, isn't it? We're in the same class, aren't we? You two are in the same class. I guess they are in the same grade. Come on, Akari-chan. Please don't cling to me like that. She gets rid of Kanako with a flat refusal. It seems that she's used to dealing with her. Are there any other members? 9. In that case, the club status is repealed. Vice President here. Amane sheepishly passes her a printed out piece of paper. It was the results of the Soaring Club's activities that she had compiled. What do you think? In all these years, if you have only flown once a few days ago, what's the fact that this occurred during lesson time is an outrage? You're not aiming to take part in any competitions, don't participate in school festivals, and you haven't really provided any announcements of your work or research. This rolls into the category of an extremely individual hobby. Wouldn't this be the kind of activity in which a circle would be involved? Yes. Hamane, you can't just meekly admit it like that. It is no good, is it, Vice President? Whatever happens, there is a place I'd like to go to. There's ever something that sounded like a desperate appeal in Amane's voice. A place you'd like to go to? I promised Asuka. The Vice President said nothing as she looked at her, as if trying to figure out the true meaning. That's all right. That's right, even. There are only 3 members, which is not enough. There have been no research announcements. However, you... The Vice President looked as if she was about to say something very important and looked behind us towards the back of the garage. Kotori? I had a feeling. Kotori? There was Kotori. She had entered at some point. I have something to give back, she said to Amane. To me? But Kotori did not come towards us. Next to the glider with its sheet removed, she was looking down slightly at something on her lap. Amane walked over to her. What is it, dear fellow? Once this is complete, will it oh wait, I'm going German. Once this is complete, will it fly above the clouds? Kotori looks at the white sleek aircraft, and then she held out the thing that was on her lap, a photograph. Can it go to this place? What am I doing? I keep going German. Can it go to this place? This is... When Amane saw it, she was wide-eyed with surprise. This photo, where did you find it? Tears welled up in her eyes. It'll be in the notebook, won't it? It'll be her notebook, I'm telling you. What is it? That wasn't Australian, but hey, I don't know. Gay and I walked over there to take a look at the photographs that Kotori was holding. It was a photograph of clouds. Is this the moment that Kotori signs up and saves the Soaring Club? A sunset dyed in indigo and orange. Or was it sunrise? In the beautifully coloured clear morning glow was a huge row of clouds which looked like just like a passage extending across the sky. This must be the passage of clouds. G'day mates, it's beautiful. Yeah. Again and I, Kanako and the Vice President, were all fascinated by the miraculous spectacle shown in the photograph. Can I go to this place? Kotori asked again. For a moment I couldn't make the mental connection between the question and the view and the photograph. Is that because it was a place too far away to be associated with the word go? This place? Will you go to this place? Above the clouds? Keep mixing German in everything. Riding this glider. As I look at the photograph, I envision the white aircraft without an engine, flying across the skies that I remember being so graceful, great and solemn. That really was a miraculous sight. All of us, even Akari, held our breath as we waited for Amane's answer. Can it go to this place? Of course it can go there, she murmured as she took the photograph and looked at it nostalgically. That is what Isuka said. She is such a genius. Amane, who had until just now had tears in her eyes, smiled happily as she said that name. I want to join too. As if someone like me won't be a burden. She spoke with both fear and a lack of confidence in her voice. However, in her eyes seemed to be a strong determination. When Amane saw those eyes, she answered, Of course, you are most welcome. Yeah, we knew she'd come through, in the end. Alright, so the Soaring Club, I guess, is saved from... Whoa. I met the sky and yearned for it. Oh. What? Wait a minute. Is everything we've just been through, was that all just leading up to this opening? This is what falling in love is about, without a doubt. Wow, was that the opening credits of the game? I just got an achievement, movie 1. Watch the first opening movie. Oh, the first opening movie. Okay. Unless it has like an opening movie for each sort of section of the game. Okay. Well, that's interesting. If that is indeed supposed to be the opening credits and we were meant to get to that much faster, I think this is going to end up being a very big playthrough, isn't it, ladies and gents? Wow, that was such a pretty photo, wasn't it? I mean, we're going to keep going for a bit. Oh, yes, it was. Oh, are you feeling cranky, Akari? No, not at all. Kotori appeared just as you were about to bring down a rain of pain upon them. They just thought that you were a nagging, angry kind of person, didn't they, Akari? Don't sound so happy when you say that. I'm the one who accepted this thankless task. I'm the only one who understands you. Isn't that right, Akari-chan? Thanks. Could you let go of me? It's not that I'm in a bad... Oh wait, wrong voice. It's not that I'm in a bad mood or anything. It's just that I've been thinking. Hey, Kaneko. Yes? That transfer student, who is he? Akari's going Northern English. Sure. He's the dorm mother. Dorm mother? Yeah, he's a nice guy. Have you fallen for him? Don't be ridiculous. Actually, he's only just transferred here, but he can already handle the antisocial senior Mochizuki so well. I just thought he was very astute, that's all. Are you praising him? Yes. Huh. I'm very astute. Or how he is, rather. For now, the number of members needed for the club had been reached, and the vice president left the garage, together with Kaneko. The rest of us continued to look at the photographs that Kotori had brought. Such a beautiful sky. But these clouds are a very unusual shape. Yeah, I've never seen clouds like this before. I spend my days in the Australian outback where it's usually sunny. Me neither. These clouds appeared before you or I were born. Before we were born? What on earth is this photograph? It was a really beautiful photograph. However, it was the same as the pictures in all photo albums, the sort that you would take to the Photoshop to have developed, and was printed on paper with logos on the back, good lord. You're taking me right back to my childhood in the 90s there, game. Remember those days when you'd have your, your non-digital camera? You'd have to, like, take the roll of film to the local shop or whatever to get it developed and just hope that your photos turn out well. I always remember my mother, sometimes coming back every few weeks from the local grocery store with a envelope from, what was it called? Was it True Vista? I can't remember what the name of the company was in the UK that did it. This phenomenon is known as morning glory. It only occurs under certain conditions. Well, they said it for me, in English. It is a path of clouds in the sky, several kilometres long. A path of clouds like this, several kilometres long. It is a very rare phenomenon, and the most recent occurrence was 26 years ago. The Soaring Club members at the time flew in the glider and took this photograph. Wow, so that means this photo was taken in Kazagawa? Yes, it was. Was the one who took the photo one of the old members of the club? Well, she did just say it was the Soaring Club, so the answer to that is probably yes. Yes, that is most correct. To think that this amazing spectacle occurred right here in my hometown, when the person who took the photograph was a member of the club to which I now belong. Even though these things that I thought were so far away has now become a lot closer, it still doesn't seem real somehow. I think that I felt something along the lines of, dudes, that's amazing. Hold on a sec. Her face looked like she was about to say, I've just realised something really important. What is it? You just say that they flew the glider and took this photo? Yes, I did. That is indeed what it says in the flight log. So that means Ageo and I took another look at the photograph. If you wanted to take a photograph from above the clouds, at the very least, the camera would have to be in a position higher than the clouds. Did the glider actually fly this high? Well, yes. The physical evidence is right there in front of you. Are you silly? Ageo and I turned to look at the white aircraft. I don't know how many metres it was, and this wasn't just imagination, but when I picture actually flying this thing above the clouds, it looks kind of unreliable. Before I came to this school, the Soaring Club had already lost its status as a club, and all that was left of it was the equipment that was in here. The same goes for this photograph. It was also left here. Amane takes the photograph in her hand and squints her eyes with nostalgia. This is where Isuka wanted to go. Isuka and I wanted to go to this place, and that is why we started constructing this glider. Isuka. There's that name again. Whenever Amane says that name, she becomes very nostalgic. Who is this Isuka person? Here. While we were talking, Kotori was listening quietly, but then held out a notebook to Amane. I thought I had seen it somewhere before. It was the... Yes, come on, Aoi, it's the same notebook. I told you, it's her notebook. It's Amane's. She was boarding at the Maison du Flying Fish. The photo was inside this. Oh, never mind. It'll be Asuka's notebook. Okay, that too. This is Isuka's flight log. Why do you have this? It was at the dormitory, in my room. The dormitory? In your room? Are you by any chance living in Maison du Flying Fish? Fish. That's how I'm trying to say it now. A little surprised to hear that name all of a sudden, Kotori nodded. It was hidden in a gap between the shelves. It looks like a diary inside. There are things about the glider, and about you written in it. Me? Yes, maybe. You're Asuka's close friend, aren't you? Where is this Asuka? That is the question. For some reason, Amane didn't answer, and looked as if Vonk over his notebook. I read this and then became interested in gliders. Using only its wings, it uses the wind to fly across the sky. An aircraft that is just like a bird. To aim to fly above the clouds in something like that, I thought that was amazing. But I thought it was much further back in the past. When I looked at the dates, I thought that Isuka and the others must have graduated already. I didn't think they would still be going on now. But if you were interested in gliders, why didn't you come to check out the Soaring Club? I asked in a light-hearted manner. Actually, she was so interested in them that just looking at a real glider makes her eyes sparkle with wonder. As the owner of the diary might no longer be around, though. That's, well... Kotori held tightly to the hem of her skirt. I didn't think they'd let me join. Kotori? That was a gayer, not owie, but never mind. Listening to her words, I felt a dull pain coming from my right knee. Somewhere that she couldn't enter. That's what she believed, and that's why she didn't try to find out about the current status of the soaring club. It might have been similar to me after I injured my knee and tried to avoid hearing any information about the cycle racing club. The more I knew, the more envious I would become. That's why I was surprised when I saw the glider flying over Windmill Hill. I was so excited I could feel my heart pounding. That was the time that Kotori and I first met. In that peaceful landscape, Kotori watched the white aircraft flying over with such enthusiasm. Really? When Amane heard Kotori's story, she took a deep breath. Might I take a look? Yeah. Amane put the book on the table, but didn't read it straight away, and instead went to boil some water in the electric kettle first. Then she prepared the tea set. When the pleasant aroma of the tea started to fill the air, Amane sat down and finally turned to the first page. Her cheeks went slightly pink, and her eyes seemed kind of nervous. Amane's eyes moved from left to right across the page, slowly, carefully. It felt to me that she was digesting it one letter at a time. Apologies, by the way, if you can hear my washing machine in the background. It's probably near the end of its cycle. So, either I'll have to jump cut soon or wrap the episode up at some point, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to keep going for now, though. She took a sip of the boiling tea. She placed the cup back on the saucer and then turned to the next page. Haha. She began to smile. Maybe something fun was written there. She giggled as if she had become lost in memories. The nervousness that was in her eyes when reading the first page had disappeared. She's smiling. Yeah, it was a calm and happy smile, or so we'd thought. Oh. Then looking at the next page, she opened her eyes wide. There must be something surprising written on that page. From the look on her face, she seemed taken aback as she continued to read. After that, Amane's expression continued to change as she turned the pages. She smiled, seemed surprised, looked troubled, appeared to be sulking, and then smiled again. Hey, what kind of things are written in there? It's a record of the Soaring Club's activities. Well, I say that, but most of it is just a normal diary. It's about how Isuka spent every day with her best friend. It's written in really bad handwriting, so it's hard to read. Let me just adjust my microphone, there we go. G'day, Amane's best friend, huh? I wonder what sort of person Isuka is. Strange, probably. Playing tricks on people and surprising them, throwing pies in the dormitory dining hall. But when you read it, it had an effect on you, didn't it? Yeah. It seemed really fun. If you could tell by the look on Amane's face that Isuka's flight log was full of funny stories. It was also proof that the times they spent together was equally fun. Why do you have to bring out the sad violin right now, game? God, I can feel those heartstrings being pulled again. Must say, quite enjoying this visual novel so far. When she reached what was probably the last page of his diary, Amane had tears in her eyes. As Amane smiled nostalgically, a clear drop ran down from the corner of her squinted eye. Well, no doubt we will probably learn more about Isuka. Unless that is... I guess if you went down Amane's route, maybe you'd learn more about who Isuka is. And all that. Was something sad written in there, I wonder. But she's smiling. The log stops halfway, though. Through even. The last thing that was written in there was... Things I want to do. It's the page that we were looking at. I want to pass through the passage of cloud. Amane mumbled in a quiet voice before bursting into tears. While still smiling. I've had a horrible thought. Is Isuka dead? Is that going to be the reveal? Oh god. She must have been smiling because she was happy. Then the tears must have been because it was all in the past. Just looking at her made me feel a terrible pain inside, like my chest was closing up. Whew. This game is art. Because it's making me feel something. After reading the last page, she closed the notebook and then went back to the first page. This is now the third time. Even so, She reads it with the same happiness, surprise, worry and nostalgia, as if she were reading it for the first time. We quietly watched her as she repeated this again and again. The tea that she has only taken one sip from would definitely have been cold by now, but it looked like she had totally forgotten about it. G'day, looks like we have no choice but to leave her to it for now. You're right. There are so many things that I want to talk to her about, but it doesn't feel like now is a good time to speak. As we leave the garage, the sky is filled with the colours of sunset, with the deeper reds and sunrise, as the darkness of night approached from the eastern sky. The photo of the clouds was really pretty, wasn't it? Yeah. Will we go to that place? I guess I seem to be saying I'm itching to go. I felt the same way. Well then, I'm just going to go and show my face at the robot club. I'm in 2 clubs at once, but I don't go there every day. You don't seem that busy either. It should be okay, right? Even if she is also in another club, it's great that she's here. Sorry for all the trouble. No, it's fine, buddy. Agea gives me a punch in the shoulder, and turns around to Kotori, who had left a little later but was following us. Kotori, I'm sorry about yesterday. Agea bowed her head with great momentum. It's fine. I don't think you have anything to apologise for. I didn't know about your situation. Despite that, I spoke to you as if I knew what was going on. I'm really sorry. Kotori glanced at me. She must have realised that I had told Agea about her wanting to quit school and so on. I'm glad you realised that. Kotori turns her head sideways, in an aloof manner as she speaks. I storm over towards Kotori and... But... Did you just hit her? But wow. Okay. I gave her a karate chop to the top of her head. What are you doing, you feckin' bastard? From now on, every time you take that kind of attitude, I'm going to give you a chop. Kotori reeled back. Then she looked at me with eyes like a demon or an ogre. What gives you the right to do that, you bastard? I'm going to call the boys back in Northern Ireland and we're going to put a bomb under your car. Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm leaning into a real Irish stereotype all of a sudden. Come on now, you've got something to say, haven't you? I hope it was just a light, playful chop, and not an actual wham like that. I'm sorry, I said too much. You don't kiss up to people. You're just kind to the point of it being annoying. I'm not... He did it again. Hey, that hurts, you know. If it didn't hurt, you wouldn't remember. She looked at me with anger in her eyes as she rubbed the top of her head, did that sideways aloof face thing, and pushed her wheelchair along. Blah. Wow, Owie, I can't believe you could karate chop a pretty little girl like Kotori. Agea's a little stunned as she speaks. Well then, I'm off now. You better go after Kotori. Yeah, see ya. See ya. That wasn't Australian, what am I doing? Agea, who looks like she's skipping as she walks, turns to head towards the school building. But she stopped halfway. It looks like things will be interesting from tomorrow, she called out in a big voice. That was Australian again, but never mind. Well. It's fine. Oh, I just heard my washing machine finish its cycle. Okay, well, let's do this scene, and then I think we'll wrap the episode up. I caught up with Kotori, who had made a meek expression on her face as she quietly pushed her wheelchair along. You want me to push you? No, I don't. I don't know how tiring it is to push a wheelchair along, but if I tried to travel the same distance I would normally walk by using my hands, I would definitely find it tiring. I went behind her and pushed the wheelchair. I said I don't want you to push me. I told you that I'd help you, didn't I? I'm not going to do it all the time, but when my hands are empty, you can rely on me. There's no reason to have you do that for me. Yeah, there is. What's that then? Because we're friends. I felt a little embarrassed as I said that. I think that if I hadn't been facing her back at the time, I wouldn't have been able to have said that. Since when have we been friends? Yesterday we were hanging out, weren't we? That means we're already friends, right? Generally speaking, it wouldn't be incorrect to say so. Kotori stays tight-lipped and doesn't answer. For a while, we don't say anything as we follow the route back. Aren't you going to ask me why I decided to stay? I don't know if I want to ask or not. The main thing is the fact that you are staying. Is that withdrawal notice? Could you hold on to it for a little while longer? Oh wait, this is her speaking, what I'm doing. That withdrawal notice. Could you hold on to it for a little while longer? Sure. So she's not going to throw it away? To me, this place is like the last bastion. I don't know if I can stay here indefinitely like Amane, but I want to stay a little longer. But sometimes I lose heart. I may not look like it, but I have a lot of worries. Seems like she's trying to say I may be a tough girl, but you just look like a crybaby. Even if I said that, she'd just get mad, so I keep quiet. That's why I want you to hold on to it. Would that be okay? She suddenly seemed to lose her resolve. I'm still Irish for some reason, when she turns around to glance at me. Why me? Ooh. You know, talking for a long while always gives me that sort of gas coming up my throat sometimes. You can hear me hiccuping. So that question comes to mind, but I don't say anything. I think the fact that it was me makes me quite happy, to be honest. That's fine, but I have one condition. What? Kotori puts her guard up. She looks as though she thinks I have another crazy demand to make. You talk to me like I'm a stranger. I want you to use my name more. You've always referred to me as you or him, but I want you to call me Aoi. We're friends now. Would that be a problem? Don't you think of me as your friend? I'm a little anxious as I ask her. No, that's not it. It's just that you... No, I mean, Aoi. See? It seems... Wait, it seems weird. Please understand, she seemed to say as she bent forward. Kotori, why do you find it so strange to say my name? We don't know each other well enough to be on a first-name basis. Well, never mind. Come on, let's go, Miss Abane. It's okay, I don't mind if you call me Kotori. Okay, let's go, Kotori. Kotori had a look on her face that indicated a complex mix of emotions, awkward and shy at the same time. We'll definitely go there, above the clouds. Yeah. Here we go, you see? The tsundere facade is very much cracked. And now we're seeing the person underneath. That's good. You know, I think with tsundere characters, what I kind of like about Kotori here is that people do sort of call her out a bit sometimes, or at least they, you know, they don't just let her walk all over them. They actually do talk back to her sometimes. Because the thing I suppose I can't stand about tsundere characters is when you have one who's just constantly mean and nobody calls it out, and they never get development. But this, I think, is a tsundere that I feel is more bearable, and I'm actually kind of enjoying talking to her. As there are wispy clouds into sunset sky, from now on, whenever we look up at the sky, we'll be thinking about this. I'm going to fly. My heart was beating frighteningly quickly. Oh, you're still there, are you? Okay, well maybe we'll just do this little scene as well. You want to pass through the passage of cloud, huh? That's what you always said, Asuka. It is dark. When did it become night time? Oh, there we go. Oh no. My tea has gone cold. Has everyone gone home? I did not think I would be able to continue here. Asuka, you reached them, didn't you? You brought them here. I feel like Asuka is dead. Just the way she's talking makes me feel like that's probably the case. That's probably actually Amane's internal monologue. It looks like I can keep going forward. Just a little longer until the end of this summer. Okay, right, well that's a chapter transition, so in that case, ladies and gentlemen, since my washing machine has completed its cycle, I think we will wrap up here. I'll just go and unload my machine, and then I might record another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, social media links, propagandist channel link, etc., as usual, are in the video description. Leave a like if you enjoyed. We're definitely getting somewhere now. We had our opening cinematic, apparently, which is interesting. But, you know, we are getting through Kotori's facade. She's starting to open up to us, which is pretty good. So join me for next time where we'll continue on. Goodbye, everybody. Alright, let's go to the relaxation room then, I guess. That was my ears.
Oh, that was...
Oh, it's like, what's the movie? It's the film, Soylent Green? I'm pretty sure it's like a scene. It's like a 70s sci-fi dystopian movie, but there's like a... I'm sure there's like a scene in that where it's like a big room, like a screen like this, and there's like a dude in a chair, just like sat there watching it.
Right, yeah.
I've never actually seen Soylent Green, but it's a film that I actually probably would want to see, because apparently it's a bit like a classic.
Yeah, there's lots of classics I'd like to see. Oh, let's go in.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Sit down. Here we go. Can we crouch? No, I don't think we can.
Oh, look at that. Some nice clouds.
Does that make you feel relaxed? Oh, well, that the colour bars doesn't, but...
Bloody colour bars, yes, there we go.